Hey there. If anyone's there, speak up so I'll know it. Next to the person icon is a thumbs up icon. How do you give a thumbs up if no one's here? Interesting. Hey, baby. I don't have anything for you. No, I don't. Sorry. I'll introduce you to people when they come. Yeah. Hey, is someone here? Just finishing my coffee. If you speak up, then I'll know who you are and they gone. I see someone came in. I'm flossing. Speak up so I know who you are. Hey, Miguel. Sorry to floss in front of you. My wife says it's rude. I had asked you to come up with some examples of that thing we talked about. Haven't heard from you yet. Actually, that was the third time I've asked you to come up with examples about something. You never have. I always have to come to you and I'll do something about it. It'd help, though, if you found examples. There's when you're playing a game of Go, you need to find examples where I lost or won, doesn't matter. Funny that I usually win those games where you're so uncomfortable. Yeah. Go being such a vastly complicated game, there's so many times during the game where you're like, I have no idea. I had a game. How much time do we have? 10 minutes? I was in an open section of a tournament. It's a major tournament, so there's professionals, amateur 8. I mean, it's pretty powerful. So I'm playing a Korean professional 4-dan. She actually was a teacher. Yeah, she was a teacher in Korea in the Go University. So she's, knows what she's doing. And by move, certainly by move 20, maybe 15, I had misplayed a Joseki, which put her, let's say, 2 points ahead. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but against a professional, how do you get that back? You don't get that back. And I knew that, but okay, how long can I last in this game? And then it was right around move. It was well, we were into the game. It was about 75, move between 75 and 100. I met that wall. I have no idea what to do. I didn't have a clue. So for me, so much ago is the emotional struggle. It's like, you start with, oh, I knew I was no good. I knew I had no right to play in this tournament, all this kind of stuff. Whether it's true or not, the emotions start bringing you down. But then I go, well, I'm a co-teacher. I'll just do what I tell my students to do. And I started going through the list. And the first part of the list isn't official because people don't think about it. It's just like I had to identify my groups. Because sometimes one group is actually two. So, okay, identify the groups. Step 2, am I okay? Step 3, is she okay? And then what's big? And I went through the entire list and never found emotional familiarity. Like, oh, right, now I see. No, never found it. The only thing I could see was this stupid looking move. I got to tell you, I was honestly embarrassed to play it because it looked so stupid. I played it, and then finally I lost the game. Move 175, 180 right in there. I resign. She goes and marks the win, and she comes back. And she talks with me. She says, do you remember that move you played? I go, here it comes. I go, yeah, I remember that move. She says, that move really embarrassed me. I didn't see that move. That brought you back to even again. And I was like, holy cow, the list works. You don't need to know anything about the board position. The list works. So that was really cemented it to me, the power of the list. That was my story. And we still have 6 minutes. I could tell more stories. I must say that during my games, the list is helping me to get more confidence. But still, opening's done, things start happening, and then what? Kind of like you have to start all over again in your head. Like, well, we finished that, we finished everything. What in the heck do I do next? Goes hard. We had a teacher come to the Bay Area. Back when I was learning to go, we had no access to professionals. There was no internet, no computers, and there was just, when I was around 1Q, there was only one professional player who would tour. Kuruo Iwamoto, professional 9-dan. Iwamoto, he, if you said, well, he used to be in the top 10. Name the top 10 Go players who have done great things in Go. Well, maybe nowadays he's been kicked off the list because we come across some amazing players. But we'll just say he's in the top 10. but he's on the bottom. He's the least of all of them. He just barely made the list. He spread Go. He was the first one to spread Go outside of Japan, and he did it in Brazil. There's a large Asian community in Brazil, at least there still is, but back then, and set up a Nihonkian there. And he was one of the players in the atom bomb game. Oh, 4 people. I'll just ask Miguel. Miguel, have you heard of the atom bomb game? We still have 3.5 minutes here. It's a famous game. The Hanimbo, which used to be the tournament, because really only Japan played at a world-class level, and the Hanimbo was the highest tournament. And it was due to be played in Hiroshima, if I have my cities correct, where they dropped the bomb. And for some reason, I don't remember, I never learned what the reason was. They said, well, let's play outside the city. So they changed locations. They're having their game. In the middle of the game, we dropped the bomb. And they looked, and the windows broke out. They had no idea what was happening. They look out the window, broken window, and they see this amazing mushroom cloud. And the board and the stones get toppled over. And they go, wow, that was amazing. And they put the board back up, reassemble the stones where they're supposed to be, and continue the game. And to this day, that physical board and those physical stones and that board position is in the museum. Maybe it's the Nihonkian, I don't know, in a case. So you can see the position. That's the atom bomb game, and he was one of the players. Amazing story. And I see Bambi. Hi, Bambi. Bambi, what's your level? I think I asked you that before, but that was a while back. I don't recall. Yeah, Go was extremely different back then. The importance of shape. You could show some old photos that time. You could show some old photos of that time. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure how I would share the photos. I guess if I could share the screen and see it, but then I have to find them, or I could, yeah, certainly possible. Yeah, the importance of shape was, I don't want to say number one importance, but maybe. There would, in review, they'd say, why didn't you play this move? Oh, and they would say this thing, and they might literally mean it. I'd rather die than make that shape. They're like, shape was so important. Empty triangles, no, 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 no. Okay. So I'm going to open up something for us to look at. So move that over there. Open up this. Share that window. And we are officially starting our lecture time. So this is a student of mine who every 2 or 3 months he'll say, okay, I have questions, and he'll come in and ask questions, and we'll talk about it, and then he'll go back, and he doesn't particularly change his game. He doesn't change his game. So we see a lot of wrong ideas, and so let's take a look. We'll be looking at the black stones. That's where the questions come in. White also plays a lot of things we could talk about. We'll just talk about the black stones. Okay, all regular. Pinch is fine, of course. It's a common Joseki rather than playing a small move in the corner. So this is fine, but you see how black spent most of his time in a small little area. So this has become a more standard Joseki. So far, fine, boom, boom, Joseki. Now, white should be thinking about taking the corner away from black in Sente, because now black needs to defend. So, and then we'd come back and, okay, there you go, that's Joseki. Okay, so far, we're on track. White plays here. And we want to talk about how to think about this. So, viewers, I only see one person in the room. I assume it's Miguel. A minute ago, I saw 4. Where for black? I like that. Oh, the garage, Never attach to a weak stone. Well, let's start there, because that's a principle that people tend to not understand. Here's a weak stone. It's weak, better to say alone stones, or stones you don't want them to get strong, which means they're not strong, which means they're weak. Okay, bye, Bambi. Okay, so when we touch the lone stone, it helps white. It helps the stone. How can you say that? Because this is Sente. White gets a free move. Poof, white just got a ton stronger because you touched him. Okay, now we're going to play M3 again. Just a second. We're coming. Just a second. M3. We touch the stone. That doesn't make it stronger. What do you mean? There's no Sente involved. White gets a move. White doesn't get 2 moves. White doesn't get Sente because, so it's don't have a weak stone touch a weak stone, might be a better way of framing this. So back to the question. These 2 stones are touching, so it doesn't count. Now, it happens that there is Sente there, and there is some help involved, but white's so strong that it's not too meaningful, especially the way it was played. Black played here. That's not Sente. So there's a natural, black put a stone down and got stronger, but he didn't get a free stone down and get stronger. Okay. Which brings us back to the idea where to play. And as always, the idea is why? What shall black do? What's the meaning here? Miguel, you seem to be the only one in the room now. Any ideas? Yeah, it's okay to touch a stronger group, or it's okay for our stronger stone to touch. Maybe white, maybe you would go R2 to take the corner and make sure you're live. But I feel that the group can go to the center and be healthy. Okay, you think that the A group, I think you're talking about the A group, that it can go to the center. Okay, well, let's check it out. There's three entities, three things to discuss here, three ideas. What's our idea? Well, the main thing is the purpose here, we're getting our B group healthy. It's the A and B group that's fighting for health. C is an extra stone. That's not a group that we need to be, that we want to get healthy. That's a helping stone. It's the B group. So if indeed we go to the corner and we ask, what are you doing? I mean, that's a 1 point move, right? I just made 1 point. Now, it's not about points. Black is removing white's life. We're removing white's life and all the corner points as we get healthy. That is, everything you say in that sentence is like, holy cow, that's exactly what we want to do. Get healthy, bother him, take the points that are being talked about. So let's say white responds. Okay, that looks like one eye. Oh, we just got helped. He got hurt. Well, now I have time to go to the other side. I got more healthy. He got less healthy. I have time to do something else. And if he doesn't, boom, white can't kill that stone. Let's have white save Incente. How many eyes does white have? Yeah, white can kill the stone. Maybe. Maybe not. Can you kill that stone? I'm not so sure clearly there's Aji in the stone for later. We won't do it now. So a wonderful result for black. Everything black wants, he got. So we think about it by having our eye on our main group, B, and his main group, A, and go on that road. Now this black player, well, I can't give that stone away. Why not? It's just a stone. You're not committed in the least. Well, how can I possibly attack white without this stone being... Yeah, doesn't work that way. White gets the corner, white gets life, and now how's black? Black has two weak groups. He's committed to both. He's made a clear statement. I want both of these groups to be alive. Neither one is. So what should black do? Miguel? I'll mark the groups in question so we can talk about them. And Miguel, and who I just saw someone else come in the room. We talked earlier about, well, I don't know what to do. So we're doing this process right now, which is what to do in any situation on any board, regardless of how amazingly complex it is. Identify the things in play, which, like here we have 2 weak groups for black. What do? Which one's weaker? If they're equally weak, which one's more important? So you just work it out. Okay. I like R11 to take care of the C group. Or even go in the corner, F, or play away. We can't play away because we still have 2 weak groups. Don't leave until it's finished. Let's clarify the weakness. How's black? 1 eye and behind enemy lines. At what point will this group be settled? It's not at the moment. Okay, this is trouble. So we're going to be defending something. Now, he did what your idea. Oh, he did here. These 2 players had another game recently where black played here. Okay, so which of these groups is the important one? Well, our A group, we've invested more stones, and we've claimed from the start that that's our main group, right? In this position, well, the C's not even a group. B's the group. Okay, so we have the A group. So settle. Now, let's imagine white does some fancy work and kills the 2 stones. They're gone. Settled group. That's part of the meaning behind the jump is, well, those 2 stones, they're never going to bother white. White's already alive. I don't need those 2 stones anymore. I'm simply settled on the bottom. So, Joseki. Here, he's like, I can't give those 2 stones up. Well, that's just like, holy cow. Amazingly slow. And still weak. He didn't defend the group. Almost no difference here. Little bit of difference, but not much. Okay, so black plays here. We move forward. Hello, new people in the room. So we follow our pattern. We've claimed our bottom group is fine, although I disagree, but we have to treat it, and this is important. We've defended the A group. I don't think we did a very good job. I think we're going to suffer later, but we've defended it. That's a claim. I am now okay. So we have no right to defend A until we've been played upon. Okay, so we're not defending our A group as much as I want to. So now we're looking at the right. And there's 3 entities, right? So maybe not this position, but one like it, you might sit there going, I don't know what to do. So you work it out, right? It's I'm going to get rid of the A and put it here. It's an ABC. That's part of the equation, ABC. Well, let's break it down. B's just a stone. It's not a group. A is the group. We're defending A. Now, as we do that, we can attack C, which helps B. Holy cow. Wow, how am I supposed to pronounce that? Girolet. How did I do? Girolet? Nabil. Oh, I bet I was close. You're over there laughing, me trying to pronounce your name. Because it looks French, so instead of gyrolet, I'm assuming girolet. My French accent is horrible. Well, hello anyway. So it only makes sense. I assume he played it. He did. Did I get it? Can't believe it. Okay. This is a severe attack against the A stone. What makes us think it's severe? Well, let's put our stone here. Not severe. Well, how come? Because white has a move for defense. So it wasn't severe. Okay. What pinches are severe? D and E are both severe. They both stop white from making an extension without a touch, which white would rather not do. Which of these is Joseki? E. So E is totally better than D, right? Now, we're talking about 10Q up to 3 Don. Play this move. Proper extension, severe attack, what's the problem? Now, if a 6 Don plays here, plays too far, it's on purpose because he has a plan. 1 Don has no right to do that. Play strong. This is the strong play. Okay. Too far. White comes up. Now, check it out. A's weak. What about B? Weak. What makes you think weak? He went too far. There's room to invade there. The B stone is at risk. Oh, black has 2 weak stones. Groups. Let's move that B back. What now? Only 1. We can keep attacking. Well, that was easy. So when you follow basic play, the moves become easier. The flow is like, oh, then I play here. Then I play. The game plays itself. We've done a couple of videos about that. I should do more, how the game plays itself. I learned that when I was 5 Don. I used to just play the game in front of me with no variation, knowing that my opponent at some point would step off and I would pick up the slack and I'd have a 2-point advantage and I'd never let it go. I just went all my games that way from 5 Don down, not from 6 Don up. Okay, so we're here. And at this point, the A stone needs more help. But look at the A group. The whole point of B is to get extra pressure. Then why in the world would you back off on the 3rd line? Makes no sense. 4th line to keep the pressure up. Now look at those 2 white stones. They're feeling it a lot more. So 4th line. So this is the game playing itself. Okay. Comes down. White comes in. Holy cow. Here we are. This is where Miguel Calcifer's like, I don't know what to do. Am I right, Miguel? That it's like this totally confusing position that you wouldn't know what to do? You would just take a guess? R 11? I see. There's a couple more than 3, but here's the 3 moves one would think about to stop the connection underneath. A does nothing to get out. So B and C are more out. Q11. Q11. Okay. And that's where black went. He had the same idea you did. But the point I'd like to make is how confusing this is. And something we've talked about so much, and Miguel, I keep trying to get you off this habit. And it's a very difficult habit to break, and I've never seen you gain an inch towards breaking it. Every time I ask you a question about the position, you name coordinates, specific moves, rather than the idea. So just for fun, let's look at it this way. Well, you know, if I play A, such and such happens. Well, if I play B, such and such happens. Well, you know, if I play C, such and such happens. As a matter of fact, if I play D, how many coordinates are there to check out? Hundreds. You can't go by coordinates. You must go by ideas. Okay. Make sure that the R10 stone is still weak. Okay. So the method you've chosen is you, dare I say, randomly picked a white stone that you wanted to attack. Now, instead of picking a random group you might want to attack, tell me how one would start the thinking. Giroulet, what is your level? Maybe you're 6 dan, maybe you're professional, maybe you're 13Q. So Miguel, what's the first, in all situations, 6Q? Ooh, what did I say, 6Q? Did I name it? All right. Okay. A is trying to separate me. That's not our first thought. We want a process that we can trust every time. So when we have no idea, we can find our way. You've named coordinates, you've named stones, but you haven't named the foundation. We have to have a place to start. Let me mark all things in question here. What shall we start talking about? Now, you've seen me many times force this thought process. People don't like to go here. I don't know why. Our C stone, it's not a group. It's a stone. Our C stone is not okay. Okay? I agree with that. But that's not where we start. We don't start with stones. We start with groups. Finn, what is the level of the current game? You can see there, it's a 1 dan playing a 2Q. Hello, Finn. Now, as I mentioned before, this one thing I've been teaching for 38 years now professionally. Before that, for years before that, non-professionally. It's all about the process of finding moves, the thinking process. Oh, that's really interesting. I thought that alone stones had also. Oh, they do have to be considered. And there's much to consider, but we're only finding a starting place. So we start with our weak groups. D, that's a group. What makes you think that? We're committed to it. We've stated that we want the D group. We're adding stones to the D group. We haven't added anything to the C. For instance, we might play this way. Oh, aren't you going to defend that S6 stone? No, that's just a stone. But you played it. Well, the 3 black stones are the group. The 1 black stone we don't care about. So just because you play a stone doesn't mean you want to save it. But when you start adding to it, unless you're ready to say, oh, those are sacrifice stones. No, they're part of a major operation. So I would start with the D group. Okay, step 1. Now let's start with that assumption. Maybe my assumption's wrong. I'm totally willing. But if our job is to look simply, then it's the D group. We can squint our eyes and do anything we want. I want to sacrifice the D stones. Fine, but that's getting off the main path. So let's stay on the main path. We're defending D. Step 2. As we defend D, is there another black entity, right? You go back to the top of the list, the 3 questions. Once you find an answer, back to the top. As we defend D, is there another black entity nearby that we would enjoy helping? Yeah, the sea stone. Okay. Back to the top of the list. As we defend D, our main task, make sure you do it, and we help C, is there another black entity we can help? No. Is there a white entity we can hurt? Yeah, the A stone. Okay, now let's look at this move. What did we just do? We focused on the A stone. We didn't defend our B group. We didn't play the straightforward move. Miguel, are you getting this? And Finn, feel free to speak up. This is the process I teach that I think is totally meaningful to people. Oh, first of all, my preference has nothing to do with it. I want to find a move that helps D. Working with C, and if I can hurt, well, what about that? Let's go through and see if it's working. Did we defend our A group? Absolutely. No question about it whatsoever. Does it look like we're helping B? Yeah, we added a stone to it. Does it look like we're hurting C? Yeah. Very basic. We get our main goal taken care of and everything else also. Now, there's other things we could look at. Does this do it? Does it defend? Not as well, but enough, right? Boom, boom. Hey, I'm fine. Okay. And maybe I'd even choose to help myself that way. So this fits, but this fits like a glove, right? It's like, oh man, that's just really nailing it. So let's play it through a little bit. White more than likely is going to play this way. Connect through, and then we'll connect. Okay, what's the result? Our D group has gone from hardly a group, no base, no nothing, to strong, thick to, there's no cut there, strong, thick to the center. Well, how's white? At the moment, certainly not alive. White isn't this great, wonderful group. So white should seriously think about finishing. Okay? And I'd say it would stop there and we go on with the game. Okay. So process. So many times you see, especially Q players, but easily up to 3 Dawn, missing the main point. Okay. Black plays here. White. Out. I would still play here because it puts a lot of pressure on white, and it'll define things. But black comes out. As this happens, you need to start considering, I'm officially committed to these A stones. What are they going to do? What's their purpose in life? Is what you have to start getting into. What's their purpose? Well, one more move, and maybe without the move, the bottom, the center, looking good for black. All of a sudden we have a focus and a plan, a direction of play. I'm going to be working on the bottom. I'm going to be working with the center. And since that's the main group and the main idea, how do the A stones work into that? Is sacrificing them the way to work with that? For instance, if white plays here, we say, careful, I'm going to bring those stones back to life. No, you're not. Yes, I am. You can't do it. Yes, I can. I'm going to cut and bring them back to life. Holy cow. Yeah, we sacrificed some stones, but got something outrageous in return. Okay. What comes up? We play here. This is so complex. I had Jujo tell me once, Jujo's professional 9-Dan, one of those players that I would never be able to find enough words to express his depth of insight into the game. He said, us professionals prefer watching amateur games because it is so exciting. You never know what's going to happen next because it's chaotic. He says, in professional games, you just play the next biggest move. It's kind of boring. So we have a weak A group. We have a weak B group. We have a weak C group. We have a weak D group. Holy cow. Don't get in these positions. Horribly complex. So Miguel and whoever else. Oh, 7 people. Hello, 7 people. That's matches our record. 7 people. Or did we 9 once? Years ago, we had the publicly funded lectures for 7 years. And sometimes we'd have like 80 people. It was so much fun. And so being able to interact and do stuff, because there's always someone who's willing to talk and play some moves, and it was really fun. Okay. So Miguel, he's the person I know here. I'm hoping you're understanding how horribly complex it can be. And if instead you just keep things one idea, the game, your groups become strong, the goal becomes obvious, you know where to play next. If you can see that difference and go, heck, I just took 10 years off my Go game. I can start playing stronger today. Then just, what's my main goal? And maybe some secondary goals. Make sure the first one's done well. you're going to really, is the Hani at Q10 a problem? Maybe you're talking about the situation Q10. Well, let's find out. I have no idea. There we are. I have no idea. Q9. Did I get it right? The other one. Q9. Okay. Now, goes complex. Got it covered. What's our main thing? A group. Okay. Our response is going to be on the A group. And if we can involve these other stones, as long as we keep our A group intact, at least that's our immediate goal. This may change. Okay, well, are we about to get surrounded? No. Okay, so we have a moment to do some fighting indoors. Well, is there some problem with making the obvious answer? Well, we're going to be fine because we're not surrounded. Matter of fact, we're pretty sure we're going to kill something. So let's try, White says, Atari Connect. Great. We have an incredibly healthy group, thick, out to the center, and this is nothing, right? It's nothing. It worked. Okay. What if White plays here instead? Well, I don't like this move. It's an empty triangle. It's over concentrated. So I'm going to take that opportunity to Atari, see what he does. And all of a sudden, something happened. All of a sudden, our B stones look like they're not the main group anymore. They look like sacrifice stones. We've invested more energy into our A group. Well, it only makes sense to capture that stone. White really wants to connect under, or else he's going to be split and have a weak group. And then we have one totally strong group. We took the corner and White's weak. It worked perfectly only because we maintain flexibility. And this happens every single game, pretty much. So interesting, right? I'm not going to play. What an ugly move. He fixes, I got to come back here and play this, and it's still not an I. Oh, God, how did I get in this mess? Because you played, this is empty triangle, inefficient. You just can't play it. What else? Make a switch. Yeah, goes hard. Okay. Simplify your game. Keep on target. Miguel, I hope you send me a game where you face this and either do it correctly or you get lost and send it to me saying, I don't know what to do here. How do I find my main goal or something like that? Man, those are, then we make a video and everyone gets to see, oh, I see. I have such a desire for people to understand, mostly because when I was a Q player, heck, when I was Fordon, I longed for someone to explain. I had no idea how to play. I was Fordon, probably the weakest I ever felt in Go was when I was Fordon. Well, that and 5Q, my two most confusing times. I wished I had some understanding. So now that I have understanding, I just have a longing to tell people, okay, he comes out, yeah, about to get better. Oh, man. Okay. Which group? We have to defend a group. Which one and why? And anyone, speak up. Ooh, from 7 down to 4. That means I offended 3 people. Not really. And anyone, A or B, why? No A group No base life. Defend A. Okay. Girolet gave a reason. It has either he said it does not have life, or he said it doesn't have a base. Both of those things are also true with the B group. So so far we don't have a valid reason. Oh, Miguel, you're trying to find a reason. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. So what's our job? We're black, and it's our move. What's our job? Don't put a stone down. It's the worst thing you can do. We've gone over this countless times. The habit of putting stones down. Don't put it down. But my clock's going to run out. Let it run out. If you don't learn reasons, you'll always stay where you are. You go up slowly or whatever. You're not going to get strong unless you understand why. A, because it attacks P14. Okay. Because we want to attack. Well, as we saw earlier, that is hello, Michailo. Oh, I took a risk. Michailo, Fishk. Oh, that's a hard one. That's worse than the French one. Okay, we want to attack. We have a reason, but it's a personal reason, it's a reason we want, not one that the board wants. The board always says, check your own groups first. We had 2 weak groups. We should be defending one, not attacking. Which group to defend? We find out by saying, well, which one needs more help? The A group is behind enemy lines. This is how we find out. If you take a straight edge, which I don't have access to on this board, those 2 stones can totally see each other. They touch. But this is not a straight edge. You can't get those touching. So the A group is the inside group. So we're defending the A group because it needs most help. Now, I think it was Mikhailo. He's there going, yeah, that's what I said, defend the A group. Well, if one starts with the premise of attack, one will lose the feeling, the reason to defend. You may think that's unimportant. It is the important thing here, is to have a correct main reason, because that's what's going to help the next 10 moves. You're on the right path. If you're attacking, you're on the wrong path, and you'll probably come up with the wrong move. So defend A, and secondarily, if we can hurt the C group. Okay, let's look at moves that do that. These 3 all defend our D group, right? They're all right there. B's pretty far away, but it is a help. Now we could add other moves, but they don't attack the F group. So we're only marking the ones that help us and hurt him. I guess we can add E, but that's getting pretty thin. Let's get rid of E. That's awfully thin. Which of these does the main job well? A. Hello. Strong. Totally bothers white. Oh, you're surrounded next move, buddy. Strong move. See, knight's move. We're told, don't run with the knight's move. You're going to get in trouble. Uh-oh, how'd that happen? What's going on here? You ran with the knight's move. You got cut. So if you're going to play that, it means you're playing this way. You sacrificed a stone to get out. Well, if that was your intention, great, no problem. Yeah, I did all that because he has to come back and fix. And then I get to really, man, I knew this attack was coming. Great. If you have some out there attack, I hope you're a Don player. Matter of fact, I hope you're for Don, or it's not going to work against the stronger players. So is that good defense? Yeah, give me a break. Of course it is. If he goes this way, oh man, he's going to get out, but it's going to hurt, right? We're getting in the corner. Our main groups, he's still weak. Yeah, a nice line of play. Play strong. When I was 4Q, especially 4Q to 1Q, I wanted to learn so bad. And the only thing people would tell me, play strong. I had no idea what that meant. No one would tell me. And it has so much to do with, well, that doesn't fit the main goal very well. Do something that's something you can trust. I never knew that. Okay. Hopefully we're all caught up. I haven't offended too many people. And we're moving forward. We know there's a cut there. We have to be aware. Okay. Fix the cut. I like it. That is a wonderful, deep, meaningful question. So, you could claim I'm playing strong. Well, how can you say that when you just played a knight's move? Because I know my A group can still get out. You cannot stop me from getting out. Well, that's true. And if you cut me off, you're going to wish you hadn't. You're playing strong. It was a sacrifice stone. You're saying B is a sacrifice stone. I don't care about that. I am playing according to my A group. I have 100% confidence you cannot cut me. You cannot surround my group and hurt me. Okay. You could play B. As long as you're confident, I know, I've read it out. You cannot surround my A group. If you've read it out and that's what you see, then you're playing strong. So strong would be making sure your main goal is accomplished without question. Now, let's change that one more time to here. And we'll just add a couple stones to make it playable. Okay, Black's decided, I want the top. I'm going to play this way. And White says, oh, but then I'm going to get out and attack your group. Nope. But I'll take the top away. Oh, I got out. That was my plan all along. Well, then you played strong. Yeah, but now you're weak on top. Okay, so it was weak. You can't accomplish both of those tasks. So accomplish the main goal well without missing other goals. So I'm not defining it, but hopefully we're painting enough of a picture. So he pulls back, fixing the cut. Thank you. Incente, love it. And now we notice we have two groups that are both. Is the B group behind enemy lines? You know, if we take our straight edge, I don't think C and D can touch. That B stone's just in the way. Okay, so we're going to be defending the A group. So I'm really hoping that people are seeing there's a process to finding the moves. I have two weak groups. Which one needs more help? The A group. How come? A group can get surrounded in one move. B group can't. Well, that's a pretty big difference. I don't know if any of you studied with Mr. Yang, even his public lectures. This is him all over, which is the inside group. The A group's the inside group, then defend the inside group. It's like totally basic, defines how to find the path. Okay, let's see what he did. Here, I don't see a purpose for this move other than it hurts, though. This move by White makes moves around A so easy. It hurt our A group. Don't hurt your groups. You don't need this move. You're not cut. You're not trying to live here. Oh, but this helps me. Well, it also hurts you, and you don't need it. So defend A and hurt C. That sounds like that move. That's not going to get cut. But it's a nice move. Yeah, right at the edge of the board where you can catch any cutting stone. White can jump here, I think. It's a little risky. Little risky. How about White plays here? Oh, then we're out. No problem. Do you consider also the value of the groups when you have many groups on the board? These are great questions, and I really appreciate you asking them. Let's look at this board position. We're going to have to go theoretic here because it would take me 10 minutes to get a board position going together. We have all these issues on the right, but we're imagining a position on the left where White's E group has great importance. It's about to die, and it represents 50 points. Well, I'm going to let the A group die. I'm going to let the C group die. White's going to let the B, all other groups, let them die because the value, the importance of the E group is so high. So yes, let me read it again. The value of the groups. Yeah. Which group is more important? On our hypothetical board in our head, we're saying the E group has the most importance, then let everything else die. Yeah, absolutely. And it comes up a lot. Like here, it's coming up. Which group do we say? Well, which one's more, what's the word you used? The value. Which one's more valuable? Yeah, let's go forward to where was that? Here. So let's say instead of defending our A group, but our A group's about to get surrounded. Yeah, although it can live still, but we hate getting surrounded. We know it's going to hurt us. Yeah, but the value of his A group, kind of big. We can kill A and save B by hitting him hard here. Oh, baby, I'm hitting you hard. You're going to die. Oh, but I'm going to surround you. Oh, go right ahead. You are dead. You cannot escape. That is too valuable. Yeah, so it's always, which one's more important, which one's valuable. Yeah, you always have to define these things. And this is, hopefully that answered your question. Next, once again, I just want to talk about this move. Q players do this all the time. Forcing move, this move, that move. Oh, this makes me feel better. They don't think about white's thickness is very meaningful. While your little stone you just put down has, it's not even an eye, right? You didn't create an eye there. Heck, I can play away, it's still not an eye. So yeah, don't hurt yourself. It's a big thing in Go. Okay, we're down to our last 3.5 minutes. And we've spent the whole time talking about process. Now, I kind of assume that people going, well, you know, I'd rather be entertained than have this discipline thrown in my face. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I like having fun and discipline, but the whole point is say there is a process where you can play excellent Go. Now, this process, the list, some of you don't know this. I came up with this process, let's say 40 years ago, between 38 and 40 years ago, and then started doing it professionally. And and I called it the list. And it started becoming famous and started spreading. I'm in California. It started going south in California and became the TTQs, the 3 questions. And it went north and became the DOTs, defense, offense, territory. And then it started spreading throughout the US and became the list, which was the original name. Then it started going global. And I started getting famous and signing autographs and traveling. It was a lot of fun. Oh, man. So I think the list is of great value. Being able to figure out a move I'm sitting down. I've played so many games with professionals and 8 dans and 7 dans, and it's like, what the heck do you do? And 90% of the time, my answer is, I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know. I could put a move down and it would be 5 or 6 don level, no problem. Yeah, but they're 8 dons. They're going to rip me apart. Okay, I better think it through. Am I okay? Well, you know, I'm not actually okay. He's got a couple of free moves over. Then let's defend. And everything started falling into play. And I could play at a pretty high level. I was never 7 don, but I could certainly play a 7 don, but wouldn't be winning half my games. I'm winning enough to be happy, but I was still 6 don. So anyway, the list is valuable. I hope you'll put it into practice. Special on ghost stories. There is one of those. I was asked to do that, and it's, I believe, in the miscellaneous sections in my videos, and it's story time, and there's no board or anything. It's just some stories, and I'm sure I could make 2 or 3 others. I mean, I've had so much interaction with famous Go players and everything. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for coming. Catch y'all later. Bye.